Oh my God!
Okay, have a look at this one. 5 boys were spearfishing at an unidentified area in the Philippines in December 2019. This time they decided to document their experience because they had previously caught a lot of fish. Something strange occurs while the boys are presenting themselves to the camera. Directly behind them, suddenly, a shadowy figure emerges. If you look closely, you will see a dark figure traveling quickly in the direction of the river. At the time, the boys were unaware of this, and the enigmatic figure was gone by the time they arrived at the river a few moments later. And I must admit, that's a little unsettling. Let's get started. What might this have been? Regretfully, I was unable to locate any other details regarding this video. According to the original uploader, this is probably an indigenous community called the Batak tribe, who are believed to reside deep within the Philippine forest. Having said that, many people believe this figure is more enigmatic, yet it could have simply been a tribe member. The mysteries of La Plata Cemetery are vividly brought to life in a terrifying video produced by the Urbex team. The explorers navigate a labyrinth of tombstones at the start of the video, but when they encounter a monument with broken glass, the anxiety increases. There is also a lone, unsettling doll inside. As they come to a broken monument and a damaged and exposed casket, as well as a vandalized headstone, their trek becomes increasingly unsettling. Their initial thought results in simple disregard. Then, however, they begin to suspect foul play. When they discover yet another cemetery that has been desecrated, the spooky tour reaches its climax. They peer inside with trepidation. Let's take a closer look now. You may notice something out of the ordinary. Slowly, a pale hand retreats into the shadows of the coffin. Without brightening the video, it is not noticeable. So much so, in fact, that throughout the filming, none of the team members even noticed it. I promise that viewers with keen eyes are always the ones who see this stuff. Even though this tomb is deep and contains several caskets, it seems that the hand could only have originated within the casket. Furthermore, the video doesn't appear to have been altered, even after it has been brightened. What do we think, after all? It is leaning towards something paranormal, but it is most likely not a person. An excellent location to experience the paranormal would be the La Plata Cemetery. The workers' faces were cut by the wind as they struggled to rescue 11 horses from the frigid water. This is complete anarchy. The horses are shivering, as you can see. They are terrified and their eyes are big. As these horses struggle to keep afloat, steam is simply gushing off of them, battling fatigue. One of the quick-thinking men managed to seize the backhoe's keys and draw it up to the freezing water amidst the pandemonium, noise, and terror. Man, these horses are in dire need. You're not going to be in this water for long. The man rapidly and methodically moved the arm to remove all 11 horses from the water. Amazing. Thus, this video was posted on the YouTube account of renowned ufologist Jeremy Corbell. It shows footage of a spherical object entering the water that was purportedly taken by the U.S. Navy.
Yeah, we have 31 knots sustained with topside, gust of 40.
Oh, splashed. Mark bearing and range.
What do you suppose these odd items might be? Is there any chance that alien technology exists? Or is there another theory that is more grounded? According to reports, the woman who took the following photo was jogging along an old logging road on her usual routine. When she was walking down the street in September of this year, she noticed something out of the corner of her eye. A guy appeared to be stuck between 2 trees. It seemed strange, but she was unable to identify what it was. She noticed it as she drew closer, a shadowy figure trying to disappear among the trees. Given that it was foggy, it was doing a respectable job of hiding itself, but it was still noticeable. Like a hairy blob with broad shoulders. She should definitely run because she is terrified and unsure about what to do. But instead, she pulls out her phone and takes a picture, for which we are grateful to her. The dark-skinned person with a fairly human-looking face seemed to be only observing her. The front of its face appears somewhat lighter than the top, and the rest of its body has a more grayish tinge since I wasn't sure at first if I was looking at the front or the back of its head. Some commenters have said that you can see eyes if you look closely, but I don't see this. This picture isn't the highest quality, of course, but it's still interesting, and this was a fairly scary moment if it is what she believes it might be.
Oh, that feels like a mate. Oh my God! Woo! Woo! Oh my God! Woo! Woo!
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
He's freaking awesome.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
He's freaking awesome.
Now let's explore this intriguing NASA live broadcast video from the International Space Station. As you watch, an unfamiliar object appears. It initially shifts slowly from the frame's right to left side. Then, as though surveying its environment, the thing stops and remains motionless for a discernible instant. It draws up abruptly and then takes off at a considerably faster pace to the left. You can see this strange behavior more clearly by accelerating the video and zooming in. Viewers are sometimes quick to assign typical interpretations to sights such as this from the International Space Station. They are usually distant satellites or space junk. But the object's erratic movement is what distinguishes this specific observation. This is very fascinating because of the sudden shifts in speed and direction. Satellites and space debris typically have a fixed trajectory and are incapable of changing course or velocity. It should go without saying that the satellites or space debris have a more predictable trajectory. They aren't really able to shift course at the last minute. The question still stands: what are we actually looking at in light of these observations? NASA officials refuse to respond or provide an explanation. However, it serves as a helpful reminder that there are many unanswered questions about space. This extremely unbalanced predator-prey interaction is something I have discussed previously. Cobra versus Mongoose. You're probably thinking that Mongoose has to get out of Dodge if you're new to this relationship. For the Mongoose, however, the Cobra is a piece of cake. The majority of the time, it becomes his supper. If you think the Mongoose isn't very bothered, that's because he is. The reflexes of a Mongoose are significantly quicker than those of a Cobra. The reflexes of a Mongoose are also superior to those of any cat. Mongooses have developed the ability to sense and respond to motions very quickly, which is one of the strange things about them. Like being struck by a snake, they can also avoid attacks in milliseconds. Additionally, they pick up the snake's rhythm, which gives them a moment's edge when evading or attacking. Anyway, I find these folks to be really fascinating. What a fantastic photograph. In this bizarre clip, a hospitalized man claims that a stranger appeared at his bedside out of the blue. Many people believe it to be the Grim Reaper. What do you think? This sight will appear very different in 30 seconds. Olivia Twist Mysteries posted a terrifying video to TikTok in January 2024. According to reports, a family went fishing in a secluded woodland. However, the precise location is yet unknown. A wave passed over them as they continued fishing off the bank. It was a shaky sense of dread, not water. Some family members soon recognized the feeling as the one you get when you think someone is watching you. Despite their best efforts to ignore it, the sensation persisted until they eventually became aware of something. Across the river, something huge and wide melting into the trees. They initially believed it to be a fog or mist. It appeared inconsequential and without distinguishing characteristics. However, it started to change, progressively assuming a more human-like shape. A black, shadowy creature slowly emerged and then disappeared, but if you watch the footage carefully, you can still see its faint trace, indicating that it never really disappeared. Whatever this entity is, it is undoubtedly hiding among the trees by employing its cloaking ability. According to the family's records, they are certain that this is the entity that has been keeping an eye on them the entire time.
Northwest side. P7HEG, W7WFP. Well, now we got an eruption down here. Now we got a big slide coming off. The slide is coming off of the west slope. So now we got a whole great big eruption out of the crater. And we got another that opened up on the west side. The whole west side, northwest side is sliding down.
This video of Mount St. Helens in Washington erupting is insane. The man on the radio is audible. His name is Johnston, Dave. He is also a hero. Since officials were able to seal the area before the explosion, he is credited with saving hundreds, if not thousands, of lives. Johnston's real-time eyewitness updates and contact served as the basis for all of this. This has enormous power. Sadly, Mr. Johnson did not make it through this. According to tradition, he raced to his car and covered his camera because he knew he was too close to get away. Using his body as a shelter, he shielded the video he had just recorded. This video shows a man who made the unfortunate decision to go through the woods on his way home late one evening. Did you want to cut corners? A feeling of fear crept in as he ventured more into the woodland. Somewhere in the middle, he noticed something frightening. From behind a large tree, he could see a pair of bright eyes. His curiosity overcame him, so he came cautiously to look into it. However, by the time he arrived at the tree, whatever was there had vanished entirely, leaving no sign. He persisted, attempting to persuade himself that it was only his imagination, his heart pounding, but unable to locate any proof. But those same bright red eyes reappeared when he got closer to the wood's edge, this time hiding just off the trail. The figure ran over the walkway in a flash, moving so fast that its shape was difficult to discern. However, his instinct informed him it was a four-legged animal. Fortunately, he was able to leave the area and made it home safely. But he couldn't shake the unnerving experience. According to some theories, the monster might have been the dangerous and elusive dogman, a cryptid who is said to prowl the woods and is renowned for its quick, almost supernatural movements. Was there something more evil hiding in the shadows, or did he actually run into the notorious dogman? People, what are we doing here? What's going on? Whimpering is also not an option. We should rewatch that. Tornado-like gusts have blown this truck over. Alright, what on earth is this? It nearly resembles a snake's mouth while it is in the tree. Does anybody else notice that? I truly don't know what to do. I have no idea what this is. I need someone to help me. It's very amazing to witness an aggressive eel. Giving a tiny thrust is one thing, but this man was chasing. Fortunately, the eel was killed by his friend, a spear-wielding sniper. Did you notice that? The channel posted a video that appears to be from the camera of a young couple who got lost in Emerson Country Forest and vanished. Viewers follow the pair's trail through the thick woods as the video plays. Absent murmurs imply they've seen something odd when the camera abruptly stops moving. A silhouette can be seen moving silently between the woods when squinting into the shadows. It's hard to tell if this form is partially transparent or carefully concealed. A frightful shriek rips across the atmosphere, breaking the tension. Panic breaks out. The footage grows chaotic, the couple runs hurriedly, and the howls of the creature echo. A disturbing silence is left after the camera falls to the ground. It is practically impossible to recognize the entity because it mixes in so well with its environment. But it's difficult to ignore the disturbing video. A man goes fishing early one morning and, well, catches more than he expected. Take a look at what is pursuing him.
Motherfucker. This son of a bitch is huge. Yep, there you are. I see you. Get! I'm gonna have to shoot you. Get!
This has been discussed more than enough. You don't want this animal to be your constant companion. As the cat grows, it's clear that she's in good health. She eventually flees back into the woods after the guy tries to frighten her away. According to an intriguing observation, a mountain lion is preparing to launch an attack if it has made itself noticeable. I want to know what you think about that, because, in my opinion, he would wait until the last minute to come out. It's incredibly frightening, though, because it might signify that the cat has assessed you and doesn't think you pose a threat.